Government, through the Ministry of Education, has released 37 million cedis to pay the book and research allowance for lecturers. However, Polytechnic lecturers are complaining the amount is yet to hit their accounts 3 months after they submitted claims for payment. Currently, the Takrady and Ho branches of the Polytechnic Teachers Association have given government an ultimatum to pay the allowance or risk industrial unrest. National President of PUTAC, Emmanuel Ajaman, expressed concern over the delay.
This was supposed to be for the 2015-16 academic year, but the academic year is already ended. And so people are anxious to receive the funding because in most cases they have used their own resources to do what the allowance was supposed to have been used for.
But the Public Relations Officer of the Ministry of Education, Francis Badagbo, is appealing to Polytechnic lecturers to be patient.
We have processed into our government system, and so they are with the Control and Accountant General Department. Control and Accountant General Department is only supposed to authorize Bank of Ghana to issue to credit the account of the Ministry of Education for the second and then the third batches that they are dealing with.
Tension is mounting at the various Polytechnic campuses over the delay.
The thing should have started at the beginning of the academic year. So the first semester, the second semester, all these semesters have ended already. And the point is that, we are yet to start another academic year. So are they telling us they will bring that of the previous academic year and this year's together, which of course is not going to happen.
However, the Education Ministry says it has directed the Controller and Accountant General's Department to make the necessary arrangements for payment.
The grounds are good. We wouldn't say there is any problem. As much as we admit that it's a bit late, we are not too late, because at the end of the day, we believe strongly that the process will end very soon for these lecturers to receive their money.
Right, in the studio tonight I have Dr. Harry Agbanu, who is the National President of the University Teachers Association, joining us now. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, I need to understand, this book and research allowance you're talking about, is it to cover the 2015-2016 academic year, or which one?
Yes, exactly so. It's a 2015-2016 academic year, which is in arrears. So that is what is being...
And how does the late release impact on academic activities?
Indeed, these allowances are supposed to be released at the beginning of every academic year, because the essence of these allowances is to cushion lecturers, teachers to be able to update their lesson notes, and also to, update their course outlines to be able to give adequate information, tuition to our students. But unfortunately, over the years, these monies have not been paid early as we expect. And so it's always in arrears. And so what is being processed now for payment is the 2015-2016 academic year one. And it's not good for...
It's not good for academic research. Now, we need to understand, you did mention, UTAG is saying that they've submitted all the necessary documentation. Tell us what kinds of processes you go through for this money, which is due you, to be released.
Thank you very much. In the first place, we normally would write to NCTE to kickstart the processes for the payment of the book and research allowances. And once NCTE demanding for this payment, then government would in turn instruct NCTE to inform the various institutions to provide their lists, and this list must be audited and then sent to NCTE, and then NCTE will attach a cover letter to Ministry of Education, and the Ministry of Education will now write to Ministry of Finance for the processes to begin.
That's a rather long process.
A very, very laborious.
And you've been going through this for as many years as you can remember.
For so many years.
And you think that has to stop, right?
It has to stop.
And in place of this long process, what do you suggest?
Once government has budgeted for the payment of these allowances, one would have expected that there should be one-stop shop where the paperwork could be done in 2-3 days,
and it's all
and it's all over.
Then you get
but
the
for
money.
3 good months, you submit claims, and every now and then you go, it is in this ministry, it's with this
I can
individual.
see that it's a bit frustrating.
And even
for your
within the same
members as
ministry,
well.
about 10 people will have to peruse the document and minute audit before it moves from one person to the
It's
other.
also possible it's to ensure transparency.
Very well.
Because I guess maybe some members of UTAG have not been honest with the system and perhaps may have cheated the system in the past.
No, I will not be able to debate that. But what I'm saying is that every structure that are put in place to check, to control, must be reviewed day in, day out. If for 3 months people's claims can be waiting, it doesn't make. I mean, it is
you
unacceptable
actually think
to
that
me.
the laborious process is what actually causes the delays?
Yes.
Not government's inability to pay.
Well, I don't know whether it is a ploy by government to,
Hold back.
to
what
hold
is
back
due.
and to make sure that they have the funds available, whatever. I mean, a lot of theories have been propounded by people, but I don't know which one is the true one.
And 1,500, your members take the equivalent currently about $1,500 annually
for books, and 500 cities for research.
So it's the equivalent of $1,500 for books.
And
500 cities
for research.
Yes. Is this enough?
Does
this enable you to effective research?
You can appreciate the fact that in Ghana today, 500 cities cannot do any meaningful research. You can't do anything with 500 cities now. So that is a situation in which we are. That's why we've been appealing to government to increase these allowances if it really wants lecturers to do meaningful research to impact on development of this country. But as it is now...
But what about the arguments that have been made that UTAG can actually encourage its members to source funding from maybe private sources to aid research work?
Some members, some faculties, some departments
and agencies are
already doing that.
And that is not effective?
It is helping.
Is it working well?
I think so. In Lagos, for example, where I come from, it is working well.
So it is an option. It is an option that
but it is not something that can cover everybody.
It's not sustainable.
It is sustainable. But the point is sourcing funds from outside. It's also, I mean, we have conditionalities attached to it.
And credibility to the university?
Yes, credibility to the university as well. That is how universities should operate. It should be able to source funds, to be able to, run its programs. But it's not every faculty that is able to source funds from outside. Some departments are able to do that. Some individuals are able to do that, but it's not everybody. But so what we get as research, a book and research hub, is just for basic instructional work to get materials ready for our students and to get them going. The books we buy are the books that we share with our students.
You've also in the past raised concerns with the staff strength and large volumes of work.
Yes.
How are you circumnavigating around that? How are you managing?
Thank you very much for this question. Up till now, we don't have the needed staff to work. Some have retired for the past 4 or 5 years, no replacement. Government is saying that there is no
freeze on employment in public institutions.
You hear them saying there's no freeze as far as education and health are concerned. But unfortunately, that is what is happening. Lagos, for example, approval has been, they call it technical approval has been given for the recruitment of some staff. Now, after that, we are now seeking for financial approval from the Ministry of Finance. And it's taken so long. So what we are saying is that we are advising our, management.
And executive members?
To cut down on admission for the coming academic year, because we are not going to accept to take on those several students and then be struggling when there is no help coming from anywhere.
Right, Dr. Agbano, we're grateful. Thanks very much. Dr. Agbano is the national president of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG.
Thank you very much.
And you're still watching News at 10.